Welcome back to My Cup of TV. Jenny.
JD.
Ah, I missed a trick there. Welcome back to My Cup of Taemin. Yeah. This is our first Taemin comeback. Because the first Taemin video we ever did was advice.
Yeah.
But obviously he was already in the military at that point. This is our first Taemin comeback.
Well, live, yeah, when he's out.
And it's called Guilty. I kind of want him to add on as charged.
I'm really pleased. He looks so like back to his old self and in his element, so which is nice.
He looks happy and healthy, and that's all we can ask.
Yeah.
So spoilers. I have seen that the arm goes up the shirt. And it's not my fault. It's Taemin and Mino's fault.
Yeah, it's the thing, if they're doing all these challenges and everything, or little clips and whatnot, they're hard to avoid.
But I haven't heard anything. That's why I have my phone on silent, so I can get away with spoilers a bit. I'm like, I saw this, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
Yeah. I'm expecting it to be sexy, I'll be honest. It's Taemin. It's called Guilty. Or maybe it's about like guilty pleasures.
I don't know.
Maybe he's been a naughty boy. We can hope. Yeah, Taemin's song titles could make its own like naughty dictionary.
Yeah. Definitely attention grabbing.
Yeah. What I'm expecting is a good beat, lovely vocals, sexy choreo. And I don't think those are high expectations. It's typical Taemin.
Yeah. But I'll be intrigued to see what the overall theme is for the mini album.
Yeah.
And what else is on it. Different flavour, because there's different flavours of Guilty, right?
If you feel guilt, please remember to like, comment and subscribe in the comments. What do you feel guilty about? What did you do? Share in the comments. We won't tell always with Taemin, there's so many layers in there.
You can see why the 12 age rating, just because obviously there's that one reference to like self-harm.
Yeah. Wow. Where do we want to start?
Don't mind.
The vocals?
Yeah.
I love the whispering.
Yeah, playing with levels of intensity. And also the whispering was quite interesting for the whole concept of being like, whispering in your ear.
In your ear. Yeah.
So that was quite cool. But yeah, some really nice vocals and different tones in there.
It had that Taemin intensity that he's very good at, I think, with his vocal, portraying an intense feeling.
Yeah. Which matched the feeling that I was getting from like the MV.
Yeah.
So it's like he was singing about. It wasn't singing about somebody else's guilt. He was the poison apple, and he was taking pleasure in that.
Yeah.
And what I got, and I didn't quite understand from the MV at the beginning. I was like, what? It looks like they're in an orphanage or something. I felt like it was almost sad. Just my interpretation. Whatever circumstances he grew up in, he never had an example of a healthy love. And so he grew up learning to get what he wanted through manipulation and things like that. So I just was looking at school, and then they're in uniform and things like that. I just was like, oh, this is almost like saying that he didn't grow up in an environment which nurtured any sort of healthy love.
Yeah.
And it was more of a survival or a manipulation or whatever. And so now, as an adult, he's still stuck in that, this is how I learned to love.
I'll be honest, I wasn't taking a lot of interpretation from the MV. I was reading a lot of lyrics. But what I did like was how he was dressed throughout. Aside from when he was wearing that headdress, it was almost, I don't think it was barefaced, but it was meant to look bareface, simple clothing, like browns, white, black, grey, nothing bright. It was all very, you say, like plain and simple. It was meant to look natural.
The vest and the shorts were almost institutional, because he was in the same outfit that all the other boys were wearing, and girls that were in there as well, I think. But then when it went to the other scene, when he was in that like almost like denim skirt kind of thing with it, there was all warmth there, because then it was bringing out fire. Yeah.
And he had the headdress on, like he's made himself
a god or something. Yeah.
Can I just say, there was one camera shot and I was like, oh dear God. You saw him put his hand towards someone's chin, and then the camera was him like lifting your chin up to look at him. Like he was here lifting your... Oh. Don't put these images in my head, Taemin.
That's really smart camera work, though.
The images that are there do not need encouragement.
The thought of that, though, right? Like, to think of, let's do this with that camera. That's really good.
Yeah.
Really good cinematography.
And the whole hand up the shirt thing, from what I'd seen on his TikTok with Mino and stuff, you got, you're watching it with a, ooh, go see abs. But it was almost like suffocating yourself, because it was, you put it up and held your face, didn't you? That's what they all did.
Removal of any layer of protection. It was just literally on the skin there. And like you said, there wasn't much there, so it was very vulnerable, very raw, because there wasn't any big fancy outfits or anything, so maybe that was part of it.
And then like I said, the lyrics, I say he was the poison apple. He's basically talking about how he knows he's manipulating this person, and like that, who's going to punish me? It's like, I know I'm manipulating you, but no one's going to stop me, and you're not going to stop me.
And he enjoys it.
Yeah,
he's taking delight in that.
He is, but I do think there must be some feeling has developed for this other person, because he feels guilty. You've got me feeling guilty. It's almost like you've got me feeling guilty, but I don't normally feel guilty. So that's maybe a confusing feeling. Because manipulators, if you don't care about someone, you don't care. Yeah. You don't feel guilty. So...
yeah. That's what I mean. Maybe up to that point, he'd never had a healthy love until then. So he'd never had reason to feel guilt before now.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's quite sad and dark.
Yeah.
About that representation of obviously not everybody, but representation of people who maybe didn't have a good start and whatnot, and how that can really impact development of healthy attachments or not, or unhealthy. But yeah, quite sad, but musically very smart as well.
Yeah. To
go into that, and good show of his vocals, and that dancing as well. It wasn't kind of the norm K-pop dance, as it were. It was Taemin's obviously a very talented modern dancer.
Do you know what vibe I got from it? If I was to think of another song that I would put in the same kind of playlist, it would be Jimin, Lie.
Lie, yeah.
That's the vibe, yeah.
Yep, it's very much like that. So I mean, it's more leaning more towards modern dance.
So it wasn't like a sexy song.
No, I wonder if on the album there's going to be other emotions now.
Dangerous.
Yeah. Other emotions are being... What if it was from that same person's perspective, this character, and that one was guilty? I haven't looked at the track listing, obviously, of the mini album, but I wonder if it's going to be other emotions that they're now discovering. Because that would be kind of a cool overall theme for an album.
Oh, I just realised something. He's singing to us.
Mm.
He's like, I'm manipulating you all to worship me.
Yeah.
And I feel bad about it because now you're broke because you spent all your money come to see me because I didn't come to the UK.
Maybe. But we'll forgive him if Shiny come to the UK.
Yes. It could be, actually, an idol type. I do feel guilty about the way you all...
It's interesting.
Because he does enjoy being, the idol and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as he's not manipulating us in the negative of, I'm just trying to get stuff from you, there is the certain manipulation of the way that it's marketed to people to sell.
Yeah. And if you were to strip that all away, like when he was in the military and everyone was wearing the same uniform, and obviously like I interpreted that as like an orphanage or a boarding school or something, but what if that's obviously like a metaphor for him being in the military when he went and had that all stripped away?
Yeah.
And then, just the vests and the shorts and everyone's in the same thing. That would be the case for military.
And I would also think that with idols, they often talk about not understanding why people worship them the way they do or stick with them as long as, say, like with Shiny. So I wonder whether that's like, I feel guilty because you've been with me all this time and they always talk about how I wish I could do more.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're giving us all this content that we love. You're doing enough.
The pressure they have on themselves, to repay it.
So that was our reaction to Taemin Guilty. Thanks for watching and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.